Hello, my friends. Welcome back to the channel and part 3 of Fierce Friends, a grayscale coloring page created from one of my original artworks. And you can find that in my Etsy shop. There's a link to that in the description box down below if you have not been coming along for the ride on this particular page. So before I get started on the tiger, there are a couple of things that I want to work on her face real quick. One of them is I want to go ahead and get her, it's called Sacred Geometry, and there's a meaning for all of these. Sorry, I want to be really careful about doing this. This one is actually called Merkaba, and it is an ancient symbol. Sorry, I can't work and talk at the same time, work and think at the same time. And the word means, basically translates to light, spirit, and body. So it's a, it represents the divine vehicle for keeping you balanced. So it's a good thing. And I am not particularly, super, what's the word? These sacred geometry things and the mandalas that I put onto my pages, I do because they represent peace and tranquility. And I just really like the way they look and the way that they, the energy that they put into the page. So that's why I do those. So all of the mandalas and any of the sacred geometry that you see on my pages is all, it's all goodness and light and happiness and peace, which in today's day and age, we definitely need more of, I think. So, all right, so got that done. Let's get, I want to add a little bit more shadowing underneath her eye. So I'm going to use grade lavender for that. And I might even put a little bit of the black grape on the lash line. And I mean, I don't know about you guys, but often I have to let I have to sit with a page for a little while, not too long, maybe a day, or take a photo of it. That really makes a difference for me. Once I photograph it, I see things in the photograph that I miss when I'm right here working on it. So I always take photos of my pieces along the way because it lets me see what needs to be done. So this is chestnut. I'm just putting a little bit of that in here above her eye. And I think I want a little bit of Sienna Brown. It's right here along the hairline. think that'll do it. Let's do her eyebrows because I didn't put any color on her eyebrows. I thought about doing like one of the sienna colors, but I think she's gonna look better with just brown for her eyebrows. So this is dark umber, and I actually decided that I want to bring this eyebrow out a little bit further. Okay, the white dots, when should I do those? I can do those now, but I might wait. And I actually think I'm going to, since I've covered up with the colored pencil, the dots that I had there, I think I'm going to bring her dots down a little bit lower when I go to do them. Actually, if I try it with white pencil first. How many do I want? One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think we'll do 7. This one might only take 6. 4, 5, not even that. 6. All right, you probably can't see those very well. I'm just gonna leave that here. I don't, the nice thing about doing it with pencil first is that if you don't like the placement, you can kind of just blend it away. All right, I want to get this right here since I'm not doing it in the same place that I... All right, I'm going to leave that for now and let that settle in. So let's go ahead and move on to the tiger. Okay, let's see. I need to pull out some of these that I still need to use. All right, so for my light colors on the tiger, I'm going to use white. I'm going to use Eggshell. I'm going to use Jasmine. Actually, let me just pull them all out. I'm going to use Yellow Ochre, Mineral Orange, Sienna Brown. I think I'll use a little bit of Nectar for his nose. I'm going to have Espresso, and I'm going to have Dark Umber. Okay, so let's take the rest of these, put them somewhere else. I need another tray, which I don't have handy, so I will set them on a towel. Okay. Where do I want to start? I want to start, for some reason I want to start on his nose. So let's put some Nectar in here. My might have to orange that up a little bit. Let's do a little bit of white. Let's take some mineral orange. Some more nectar. Some more white. Let's try some Sienna Brown. All right, let's get our black. Okay, I would like some, let's try French gray, 30%. Is that going to be dark enough? I don't know. Let's try French gray, 30%, right above his nose. And then I'm going to use Eggshell. We're going to make little short, tiny hairs. We do the light hairs first. Then when we go to lay on another color, it will tint the light color that we put on there, but not completely cover it up. So now those colors that we put down, those little hairs show up. All right, next color, do we go straight for Sienna Brown? I think I want a little bit more thin little hair strokes. So we're just gonna make little dashes. You want them kind of going in the same direction, but not completely parallel to each other. And then we'll come in with our Sienna Brown. And for me, that's the key to making the hair look real, no matter where you are. Like right now, we're doing a really short, the hairs are really, really short on his nose, so it doesn't, it isn't as obvious. But when we come to any area where you're trying to do slightly longer hairs, you don't ever want your hairs to be like that. So when you're doing your hairs, even though they're all going in the same direction, They're all going from here to here. They're not parallel to each other. Sometimes they cross over, sometimes they, you know, curve off to one direction or the other. But they're not all straight in a line parallel. And you'll get a lot more natural looking fur if you do your strokes like that. And then I'm just going to blend this in here a little bit. Alrighty. Let's put some, let's do some yellow ochre in here. And let's, I want to do all of this together. So I'm going to take this yellow ochre and I'm just going to put some little hairs down. So we have a little bit of kind of highlight in the dark area. And then I'm debating on going straight for dark umber or doing some of this Sienna Brown first. So let me see. This is the Sienna Brown. Now the nice thing is the grayscale kind of does automatically make it darker for you. To do something in here. So let's take the dark umber. I think I want Sienna Brown. This is so much, actually so much easier than when I did the original drawing, because when I did the original drawing, I had to do all of the little strokes to get the fur. And actually, as I'm doing it now as a coloring page, I'm realizing that I don't have to do that quite as much. So we'll just glaze this Sienna Brown in here. And we'll go up a little higher. And you can take any, reference photo that you find of a tiger and use it to help you, pick out your colors. Because tigers, they all have very, very similar coloring. So you can't really go wrong. This is the Sienna Brown. Just kind of glazing colors over colors. It's one of the things I love about tigers is all the beautiful variation of rusts and sometimes burgundies and purples and reds. You can put all of those in there and they all look nice. This is mineral orange. Okay, let's, what do I want to do? Let's take some white. So most tigers have this white fur in the same spot. And again, when you do your strokes, it helps sometimes even if you twist your pencil a little bit one way or the other. If you twist that pencil up or down, however you want to call it, your stroke automatically will tend to go in that direction. So if you twist it this way, it'll go that way. If you twist the pencil this way, the stroke will go down. And that will help you make those hair strokes a little bit more random and curved instead of straight and parallel with each other. All right, we might as well put some of this under the eye. Now in this case, the hairs do kind of all line up straight like little soldiers, all in a line. Okay, so we're just gonna put the white in first. Another reason I love working on the tan paper. Again, and I think I'm going to just start repeating this every single time I tell you what paper I'm using. This is the Nina Desert Storm. For a while, it was really easy to get. Right now, I'm not sure if they're selling the big packages of it or not. But I do think they're selling it in smaller packages. It's not quite as economical per sheet as the big packages were, but on the other hand, it does let you try it without investing a lot of money. Anyway, where was I going with that? If you don't have the Nina Desert Storm, Strathmore mixed media paper in tan is a good second choice. Not the toned tan. Toned tan, unless you like toothy paper, maybe if you like toothy paper, it would be fine. But if you are like me and you don't like toothy paper, you definitely don't want the toned tan. You want the mixed media paper. I need a different color, I feel like. I'm going to pull out burnt ochre. Let's see if that gives me a little bit more. Yeah, let's use burnt ochre in here. And maybe a little mineral orange. Let's try Sienna Brown in here. Okay, he's coming to life. All right, should we do the eyes before we move on? I think so. Let's do the eyes. I think I'm going to use, what am I going to use? How dark do I want to go? Let's start with Jasmine. So we can always build up and go darker. Start with Jasmine, then let's do some yellow ochre. I don't know why my brain always just on the very bottom edge here. And let's try burnt ochre. I like that. Again, just on the outer part, leaving the center lighter. Alrighty. It's already pretty dark here from the grayscale, but it's one of the things I was kind of hoping that you guys would enjoy about the grayscale is if you're not super comfortable doing animals, having the animals be kind of already done for you in the grayscale makes it a lot easier, and as you do them you'll get more comfortable and more used to where things go and how to do the fur, because you can just kind of follow what I have down here already. And so then the next time, maybe you can feel a little bit more comfortable doing fur without all the definition of the fur done for you. All right, let's switch to Jasmine. And put some of this up in here. And a little bit of white. I don't have the darker version of the grayscale page in front of me, so I can't tell how much of this shows up on darker versions. Okay, so he gets white. Let's get this in all around in here. And then we'll glaze color over the top of that to change anything that needs to be changed. Again, feel free to use my finished page and have that in front of you while you're working. As your reference photo. Because you really don't have to worry about not wanting to what am I trying to say? You don't have to worry about copying mine because a tiger is a tiger is a tiger. So you're gonna pretty much be doing it in this way with these colors no matter what. So go ahead and use my reference or my photo for the reference. I'm debating on this color here right now for a sec. Let's do mineral orange instead. Let's see, let's bring this over a little bit. This is yellow ochre. We'll put some white on top of it. Let's bring this over a little bit. And actually more, let's do some more white. All right, I need to get some mineral orange in here now. So all of those white hairs that we put in there resist the orange, and it gives you that nice texture for your fur. And I'm just going to put a couple white ones over the black. Okay. Seems like my page printed just a little bit bigger. I don't know if that was something that I did or not, but I'm hoping, I'm thinking that on yours, his ear is not going to come quite that far off the page. I'm not sure what I did there, but I think, I mean, you know, it'll still be okay. So I'm just putting a little bit of white. We're going to define this area here where the hairs go over the ear. And then I'm going to put a little bit of dark brown, very, very lightly, very soft. We just want the hint of darkness on the tip of the ear. I'm going to add a little bit more black in here. Actually, I could probably do it after I get the ear hair in. Let's do that. Okay, what did I use for? Let's do this. Let's do peach beige. It's not going to show up very much on this tan paper at all. But when I go to put the other color on top, it'll show up. And then we'll do, let's try burnt ochre or Sienna Brown. Let's try Sienna Brown. Come in here. I'm not happy with that so far. Let's do our white. Actually, I'm gonna do the hairs. Let's do beige. Right in here. Something about that I'm not quite happy with yet. So let's take yellow ochre. That might be a little too yellow. Let's try Jasmine. Sometimes it's just trial and error. Try some dark umber. It's definitely a different experience coloring it than drawing it for the first time. I have to do things a little differently. That's getting better. It's just the more layers you add and the more kind of different colors that go into it, the better and better it looks. So it's like you gotta just keep going, keep adding more and more until you're happy. Let's put some Sienna Brown in here. It's just like doing hair, only you're doing shorter strokes, but you're still kind of flicking and pulling your pencil off the page to give it that fluffier tip at the end, you know, so that your what am I trying to say? The end of your pencil stroke gets thinner as it pulls off of the page. Okay, let's work our way down over here. So this, I want to sharpen my pencil a little bit. This is white. And then we're going to glaze color in up here, but I want to get the strokes in. So we'll just do those. And we'll do these. And then let's use Eggshell. We're going to go over, I think you can see them, especially on the darker versions, or if you're doing it on white paper, you should be able to see all of these little hairs, and they're all going in different curvy directions. Okay, I'm going to take Sienna Brown. I just kind of glaze right over the top of what I just put down, meaning I'm just softly putting, I'm even using circles. But because I put that light color down, the pencil is resisting what I put down first and filling it all in. So we still get that fur texture. And I'm going to switch to burnt ochre. This one I am still going in the direction of the fur. Not sure if I like that color or not, though. Let's see what mineral orange looks like. I think I want that to be more yellow, so I'm going to use yellow ochre on top of the white. Maybe even some in here. The colors all just blend together so nicely. They work well together. All right, let's take our white and put some of that down, get that on top of her hand so that it looks like her hand is buried in the fur here. And debating on just a little bit darker. Just coming in with the dark brown and deepening that a little bit. Okay, let's do Jasmine up here. I'm gonna double check my page and make sure that it doesn't go off the paper as much as it is here, so you guys don't have to deal with this. I'm not sure why it's doing that. I think it's just because of how I printed it. I don't know if I accidentally printed it wrong or what. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of black in here, just on the edge. And I'll do white. These hairs are a little bit longer, so we're going to go quite long strokes. See how they're all kind of crisscrossing on top of each other rather than going in a straight line. That's really important. And then I think I will use my, let's do maybe a French gray. Let's try some 50% French gray in here. I like that. I also want to go ahead and use the black. So that way you're going to get your colors, or the hair, the fur is going to be layering on top of each other so that you still have your blacks layering on top of your other colors. And it deepens it up and makes it a little darker. Let's come over here, put down some Jasmine. And some white. All right, let's do a little bit of mineral orange, I think. Some more Jasmine, a little bit, and a little bit over here. So when you're doing really short fur, I mean really short fur, instead of doing dashes, like, you know, little short strokes, you're actually going to do a lot more dots than than the little dashes. So I'll show you what I mean in a minute. This is Sienna Brown. Just darkening this up a little bit. Kind of what I'm doing here. So I'm just doing dot, 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 because the hairs, because they're so short, they're just little dots. The light, or what you're going to see, you're only going to kind of see the shortest little bits of fur. I'm not explaining this very well. I can feel that I'm not explaining it very well, but I think you get it. Okay, so let's do, because like all of this hair right here, these hairs are quite short, so you're only going to see, this is, what color is this? Beige. You're only going to see little dots, as opposed to the longer hairs that we're going to do down here. Okay, let's do white. So the white around his nose and muzzle, they're all about, they're a little shorter than the ones that we've been. And you can turn your pencil a little bit as you go. That helps to keep the edge a little sharper. I'm going to just work both sides a little bit here. Okay. These are kind of short, but not super duper short. And then these, do that. So, same direction, but slightly turning so that they're not completely straight. They're going to be just a little bit just a little. I don't know how to describe it. Hopefully you can see what I'm talking about. It does help to have a sharp lead, but not so sharp that you're going to break break it off when you're doing this. Because I am putting down a decent amount of pressure on these. Okay, so let's put some Maybe a little bit of yellow ochre, just kind of glazing it over the top. And then some burnt ochre. I want back to the yellow ochre. Sienna Brown. Just kind of absorbing a little bit here. Part of me feels like some of these areas are not quite dark enough, so just glazing some of this. Okay, that's not too bad. I might add some more of this up here. I might need to step back. I feel like I'm too close to it, so I might need to take a minute and assess the situation. All right, so this area in here, we need to get this in, and then we need to shadow it. So let's go ahead and use the white. I'm going to put that in to get the texture that I want. And I think I want, what do I want? I want a darker, let's try 70% French gray. Maybe just a little bit of yellow ochre. Just all right. This is 70% cool gray. And then I'm going to do black. Very softly. Okay, I think that works. Let's do this. So the black is pretty black. I don't know. Then we want a little bit of cool gray. That works. Okay, I have some more work to do in here. I've got that in. This is the cool gray again. %, cool gray, sorry. I'm just gonna put a little bit of that in here. Trying to stay away from the whiskers, but I'm not gonna kill myself over it. Well, we should be able to just come in with the Prismas, at least on the tan paper. On the white paper, if you're using white paper, you might try a couple of things. You can either put take your white pencil and go over the whiskers before you do anything, before you cover them up, so that really acts as a good resist when you go to add your color. The white pencil will resist your color and help you preserve those whiskers. Or you can just use a gel, like a acrylic pen. I'm kind of wondering if I want to go ahead and put those in. So since they're quite visible, let's do those. If your pencil is really nice and sharp, if you hold it more straight down rather than side to side, it will help you it will help keep the lead from breaking. I might have to go over that a little bit. I got that a little thick. There we go. That worked. So again, if you're using white paper, you could either go over it with a white pencil or just use your gel pen or acrylic pen right from the start. And then your colored pencil won't color over the whiskers. Okay, that works. All right, let's keep going. This is white. Make sure I'm still in frame. Might be time to pull this thing up a little bit so I don't accidentally get out of frame. We're going to do some gray. Let's do some gray in here. This is cool gray, 70%. We can also lay our black in there so that the whites and the blacks are intermingling together. You don't have a hard defined there's no strong definition between the black and the white. They're kind of all mixed together. This one gets some Sienna Brown. I hate it when that happens. Throw some black on top of that again. Okay, let's do this area. So I'm gonna just put some white in here. Even some on top of her hand. And then we can let's get these whiskers or the chin hairs. I'm turning my pencil, flipping it this way and then this way. I'm going to do these little short. It's my own fault. I pressed too hard. These little short hairs. And then my black. If you are doing this on white paper, well, it's probably too late for me to say this now, because I was thinking in my head that if you were to do this on white paper, maybe doing the darker grayscale might be easier, because then you've got color down on your white paper, so that when you go to do your white whiskers, you're still going to see your white, because there's already ink kind of down there to show you the way. Hopefully that's the case. When I do these hairs, I'm starting at the bottom edge and I'm working my way up. That way the hairs that I put on next are overlapping the hairs underneath, which is the way that the hair would grow. These hairs would be overlapping all the subsequent layers underneath. Okay, now for some maybe beige and gray. Let's maybe put some beige in here. And 70% cool gray. Do that in here too. I'm just going to put some into these areas where there's no white. You can go over it again and press a little bit harder to get a little bit darker color. Pretty happy with this though. Always come in with some more come over here. And we're going to add some Sienna Brown. And I think some dark umber. Yellow ochre. Let's do some dark umber right here. And maybe some more white. Definitely feeling like I printed this too big. Didn't do it on purpose, but I'm losing some of the page here. Okay. I want a little bit of warmth in here. So this is burnt ochre. That's good. Actually, I'm wondering if I should put just a few more hairs. Let's see. How do I want to do this? Let's do some white. And then some gray. 70% cool. Maybe black. Actually, that works. Okay, that looks kind of fluffy on top of her hand, I think. All right. I feel pretty good about this. Whiskers are okay. I think I want to add a little bit of black back in here, since we really didn't add this ourselves. And a little bit of French gray. I might actually even come in with white again. Put some darker colors in here. Let's see what this does. And then when I add the white back again and I go in a little bit of a different direction than the layers below, you get this really nice depth in here where the darker colors really kind of feel like they're behind the top layers. And I think I'm done. You know, again, I always like have to let stuff sit for a little while, and I do fuss for a while before I finally decide it's done. Those loose wild hairs on top of her shirt. All right. I kind of feel like I'm done. There's a few more hairs, whiskers that he would have. Skinny one right there. I think I'm done. Anything else that I do to him will just be me fine-tuning, like right here. I needed to add some more black on top of the white that we put on there so that it softened that. But I think he's done. I'm not sure. I get lost in what I'm doing, and so I am not sure how long we've been doing this for, because I can't remember if I turned the camera off or not, which I know is, you know, we get lost in what we're doing. We lose track of time. So I'm going to check the time, and I'm going to take a picture of this so that I can maybe see if there's any other areas that I need to work on. If you guys don't do that to your own pages, that's a really great tip that I have for you, because it works really well for me. I always see things in the photograph that I don't see in person. So I will do that, and I will be right back to either say goodbye, or maybe we'll just go for it and finish this page up. Depends on how much time has gone by. So I will see you in just a flash. Okay, yeah, we're done. We're at about an hour and a half. So I'm gonna call this this video finished, and the next one will be fairly quick with oil pastels, gold leaf, and we'll do the silhouetted palm leaves, palm fronds. So All right, guys, thank you so much for hanging in there with me. If you have any questions, just drop them in the comment section, or shoot me a message on Facebook or Instagram. Whatever works for you. I'm happy to answer any questions that you have. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Happy coloring. Bye.